After Sarah died, Abraham wanted to find a wife for his son Isaac. But Abraham had one important requirement. Isaac must not marry a Canaanite woman. He wanted Isaac to marry someone from his own family back in his homeland. Abraham called his most trusted servant and gave him a sacred mission. The servant was to travel to Abraham's homeland and find a wife for Isaac from among Abraham's relatives. Abraham made his servant swear an oath that he would not take Isaac back to that land, but would bring the woman to Canaan. The servant took 10 camels loaded with gifts and set out on the long journey to the town of Nahor. When he arrived, it was evening, the time when women came to draw water from the well. The servant prayed earnestly, asking God for a specific sign to know which woman was the right one for Isaac. He prayed, "Lord, when I ask a young woman for a drink, may the one you have chosen say, 'Drink, and I'll water your camels too.'" Before he finished praying, a beautiful young woman named Rebekah came to the well with her jar. The servant asked her for a drink. Rebekah quickly gave him water and then said, "I'll draw water for your camels too until they have had enough to drink." She worked hard, drawing enough water for all 10 thirsty camels. This was exactly the sign the servant had prayed for. The servant gave Rebekah gold jewelry and asked whose daughter she was. When Rebekah revealed she was from Abraham's family and offered hospitality, the servant bowed down and worshipped the Lord, praising God for his faithful guidance. Rebekah ran home and told her family. Her brother Laban invited the servant to their house. That evening, the servant explained his mission and how Rebekah had perfectly fulfilled his prayer. Rebekah's family recognized this was from the Lord and agreed that she should become Isaac's wife. The next morning, the servant wanted to return immediately, but the family asked Rebekah to stay for a few more days. The servant urged them not to delay, so they asked Rebekah directly, "Will you go with this man?" Without hesitation, Rebekah answered, "I will go." Rebekah left her homeland with faith and courage, trusting God's plan even though she had never met Isaac. After the long journey back to Canaan, Isaac saw the camels approaching in the evening. When Rebekah saw Isaac in the field, she covered herself with her veil. The servant told Isaac everything that had happened. Isaac brought Rebekah into his tent and married her. The Bible tells us that Isaac loved Rebekah, and she became a comfort to him after his mother's death. This beautiful love story shows us how God orchestrates divine appointments and guides those who trust in him. Through faithful prayer, a young woman's kindness, and willingness to follow God's leading, Isaac and Rebekah came together. Their marriage would continue God's covenant promise, as they would become the parents of Jacob, through whose line the Messiah would eventually come. The story of Isaac and Rebekah teaches us about trusting God's plan, showing kindness to others, stepping out in faith, and believing that God prepares the way when we seek his will.